everyone, it's Zzoffer and I'm back with another video. So today we're looking at the Scrawlr box for the month of August. If you would like to see my other Scrawlr box videos, I'm gonna put a link in the card as always. But for now, let's get into this box. Okay, are you ready? This is gonna be a win for stuff. Oh my god! That is 2 times in a row, you guys, that I have won over the box. I think that maybe they got better boxes or something, because it seems far too easy to open them. Or, by that I don't mean too easy, I mean easier than it was before. It can never be too easy to open a box. But here we have it. We have the art supplies. Put this here. Oh my god! This is really beautiful, and my lights are reflecting on it. Wow, this is great. Here is some info about the artist, so you can go check them out if you want to. And then here we have some paper in a very weird format. And it also has torn edges. Huh. I wonder what that's all about. Goodbye. Okay, so this boy fell out of the package. I think, actually, woo, there we go. You can just pour it all out of there. Is there anything left? No. Boop, on the floor you go. So here we have the spoilers. Goodbye. Goodbye. The sticker. Woo. I didn't mean to throw it. I appreciate it. Okay, the candy. Ooh, this looks good. And a pencil. From Faber-Castell in 2B. So it's a soft pencil, and it's like one of those water-soluble ones. And then we have a Koh-i-Noor kneadable eraser. And we have these at school, and they really suck. I'm sorry, but I hate these. So I probably won't be using this, if you don't mind. And then we have this little Derwent box of watercolors. It's so tiny! Ooh! Oh, and so dirty. Oh, but here's a swatch card, which I really appreciate. And then we have all of these little watercolors and one of these water brushes. So this is a cute little travel set with everything you need to do watercolors, except for water, of course. You would need to provide that yourself. And before we move on, I'm just gonna eat this boy. Oh, it's so pink. Tastes like candy. I approve. So the prompt for this month is false prayer. Whew, that's a tough one. Okay, it's swatching time. So here is my trusty Scrawlr box swatch book. It's actually a sketchbook that I got in a previous Scrawlr box. So first up we have the pencil, and that performed like a normal pencil would perform. No surprises. I'm not sure, however, that I like that it's a thicker kind of pencil. I really like skinny pencils. I'm not into those big thick ones because you can't really sharpen them into a point as nicely, and they're just clunky to hold. I also tried out the eraser, and no surprise, it's not very good. It didn't erase very well, and also it's supposed to be a kneadable eraser, but it's not actually kneadable, or I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it isn't kneadable. And if you try to knead it, it'll just crumple up and fall apart. I didn't do that with this one, but I've done it with other ones of the same kind in the past. The watercolors, however, really surprised me. They're like super vibrant and super nice. As you guys probably know, last week I tested out a set of watercolors that was not very good. The quality of the paints was, yeah, it wasn't great. But I was really surprised when I started using these watercolors because they actually seem really, really nice. I might even go as far as to say that these are probably the best watercolors that I currently own, which is kind of sad because it's like a travel set from a Scrawlr box. But I'll definitely probably use these in the future because I really, really enjoy the way that the paint goes down on the paper. Okay, so now we're on to the sketch. And it took me a really, really long time to figure out what I wanted to draw for this because false prayer to me sounds like you kind of have to draw something religious, and I really didn't want to go there. I am not a religious person, and I really don't want to offend anyone who is religious, so I just wanted to stay as far away from that as possible so that I wouldn't do something wrong. But it's really hard to find a way to interpret the prompt false prayer without thinking about religious things, because I don't really think that a prayer can be not religious. So that was a struggle. But I ended up with an idea of a witch making a prayer, or yeah, I guess she's praying. But because religion really had a thing for witches back in the day, and they wanted to burn them and kill them and stuff, that would be the false part of it. So she's a witch and she's praying, but she shouldn't be. I ended up making it religious anyway. Oh well, but it's a witch, you know. I hope I'm not offending anyone with witches. If you're a witch and you're offended by this, please let me know in the comments down below. I actually ended up being able to use the eraser to take away most of the pigment. You know, when you want to do watercolors, you want to have a sketch, but you don't want to have those hard lines because they will show up in the finished piece. So you want to remove some of the sketch, but not all of it. And for that, it's a really good idea to use a kneaded eraser because they can take away some pigment without taking away all of the pigment. So I tried to use the eraser that they included for this, and it actually worked out okay. And I also ended up being able to actually knead it a bit. I pulled off a tiny piece and kneaded it in my hands. So I don't know if we just had a really bad or old batch of these at school, but this one seems to be working better than the ones that I've used in the past. You might also notice that I'm using both pieces of paper and that there's a rift in the middle, or whatever you want to call it, like a gap or something. That's because I wanted to use all of this space because I didn't really like the format of the super long piece of paper, but I also wanted to use it as like a symbol of the falseness of her prayer, or, you know, whatever artsy-fartsy explanation. Looking back at it now though, I'm kind of sad that I did that actually, because now I don't have one full artwork. I have these two pieces of paper that are taped together, and that doesn't really work, so I wish that I would have just made it on one piece of paper instead. I'm still not sure that I understand how to work with watercolors 100%, but I feel like I'm getting better at it, and I'm understanding how to go about it more than I did before. So I'm layering the paints, starting off really light and then building it up, and I am making washes and trying to do gradients, and it feels more correct than the way that I was doing it before. I should probably look up some tutorials on how to use watercolors, but you know, that wouldn't be fun. It's more fun to do everything wrong for a really long time until you figure it out on your own, right? No? Maybe not. I would really like to get into painting with watercolors more, but the thing is, it takes such a long time to make a watercolor painting. This one took me approximately 3.5 hours, I think. And that's a long time compared to how simple this illustration actually is. If I had done this digitally or with markers, it would probably have taken me under an hour. Another thing that has frustrated me a lot with watercolors is that I don't really like the way that they go down on the paper, and I've never been able to find a set that I liked the consistency of until I found this set. So I feel like this has been kind of like an eye-opener. It's renewed my love for watercolors, and now I'm more inspired to go out and see if I can actually find a good set of watercolors. So I'm actually really pleased with this Scrawlr box, and I'm very happy that I got this set of watercolors because I'll probably be using them, you know. I am a lazy person, so I probably won't go out and buy a new set. I'll just use this set until I get fed up with how small it is, and then I'll maybe buy another one. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So as you can see here, I went in the end and made some green magic smoke something behind her because I wanted to have a high contrast piece. So I made sure when I was painting her that most of her colors were warm and purple, and then I chose this green color for the smoke. I'm not 100% happy with the way that it turned out, the smoky effect thing, but you know, I'll just have to practice that and get better. And now we are at the finished piece, which means that that's about it for this video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the artwork and that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you later.